want you to go slow, and I only want you to tell us what you observed. You went back into the apartment and tell us in your own words what you personally observed.
All right, so I went from the deck into the apartment, and I went into the bathroom, and I was sitting right on the toilet, looking out the window towards the front of the house. From across the street, I saw movement first, and then I saw two individuals walking on the sidewalk across the street.
On what street?
On Myrtle Avenue.
Okay.
One of the individuals started walking across the street towards the apartment, and he did a bit of a jog towards the apartment.
Okay.
When I saw that, warning signs and bells and alarms started running through my head.
What action did you take after you made that observation?
My first intention was to
No.
run.
What did you do? Just tell us. You saw it, made that observation. What did you do?
Well, I tried to work my way out the bathroom to close the front door, but because I was so intoxicated, I couldn't really move. So I made it to where the bureau is at, around that area, in the little kitchen area, right in between. I made it to like right here, right in
Okay,
between
Let me just. You have to put this on the record, Mr. Morales.
Yes,
The bathroom area is over here.
yes.
Okay, and you came out.
So I stumbled my way out the bathroom
Okay.
and made it to right where the bureau is at, next to the up the corner, yeah, but up by the kitchen.
Okay. There.
No, a little bit above that.
A little bit above that.
Yeah, a little bit more, right there, around right there.
All right. So just so the record, you've indicated on the exhibit it says bureau, and then there's the kitchen area, correct?
Yes,
All right. And you were between the bureau and the kitchen area.
yes.
Okay. And what steps did you take next?
Well, because I was so intoxicated that I couldn't do what I really wanted to do, I went in my pocket, I grabbed my phone, and I dialed 911.
Okay. Let's just stop there. Your Honor, we're going to play Exhibit 162 at this juncture with the court's permission.
That's fine.
Mr. Morales, can you identify whose voice is on State's Exhibit 162?
Yes, that's my voice.
That's you calling on the...
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What number Myrtle? What number house on Myrtle Ave? Where are you on Myrtle Ave? Where are you on Myrtle Ave? What number? Hello? 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 Hello?
Thank you. Mr. Morales, you hear a female voice in the background. Can you identify for the jury whose voice that was?
That's Christine's voice.
Okay, so just tell us in your own words. You said you got your cell phone, you called 911, and what happened with Christine?
Well, Christine was sitting on the bed. She was watching TV.
Okay, all right,
So she had no idea what was going on.
okay,
Objection calls for speculation, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Okay.
Just hold on a moment. Let me just strike that part of the response that said she had no idea what was going on. Thank you.
all right. This Did you have a conversation with Miss Holloway at that point?
No,
Okay. Did she come over and talk on the phone
no.
in the background?
She was talking to me.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
Okay, okay. There's no question that's Miss Holloway's voice at that point,
Yes.
correct? All right, all right. Now, you made the 911 call. I want you to go very, very slow for me now, okay?
Okay.
Tell us what happened next, what your observations were, what happened next.
So I called 911. I don't know how much time went by. Seconds. I felt hit. I got hit on the right side of my face. I lost my balance. I already had no balance to begin with. I lost my balance. I fell. I tried to lean on the little kitchen island. I couldn't get to it because I was not that close to it. So I fell. I got on my floor, on my knees and my hands, and I got hit right around my chest area. I stood there, laid out on the floor, high, extremely in a daze from I had just finished smoking a blunt. So at the same time, I'm listening, but I'm on the floor and I can hear that there's a struggle going on in the bed area. There's a fight. I hear screams. At the same time, I hear that somebody leaves their apartment. I see that somehow Christine got away from whoever it is that she was fighting with and tried to run out the apartment to go after the guy that left the apartment with Vanessa. The guy that she was struggling with was chasing her. Can you put the diagram? Yeah.
What do you want to say?
The one inside the apartment.
You want to see the
The other one. The one that's over there, yeah, that one.
Okay, I'm sorry. So this is Exhibit D.
Yes.
Okay, you can use this if you want to explain.
So from the little kitchen area right there, the kitchen island, that's where I was at, in the living room
Okay,
area. And I hear the struggle going on in the bed area.
this is notated the bed over here.
Yes. I'm on the floor. Over there by the kitchen island. And I hear that somebody leaves the apartment first while Christine is still struggling by the bed area.
Okay,
She gets away from the person that she's struggling with and run towards the outside.
towards the door area.
Yeah, towards the door area.
Okay. Where it says
But-
hold on, where it says entrance.
Yes, but she doesn't get that far.
Okay,
She gets to in between the carpet and the tiles.
all right,
And
just go slow, hold on. There's a checkerboard.
that's the tiles.
Hold on, just hold on. I know you're anxious.
All right, okay.
Okay. In the front of the doorway, was that area tiled?
Yes,
Okay, right up to the end of the closet and the bathroom,
yes,
correct?
yes, correct.
And what about in the center area of the living room? Was that tiled?
No, that's carpet.
All right, okay. Now, we're oriented, go ahead, you continue what you saw.
So I'm on the floor. Christine running towards the outside of the apartment. She either tripped or collapsed. By the half of her body's on the towel, the other half of the body's on the carpet.
Half of her body was on the tiled area by the doorway and half
Yes.
on the carpet area.
Yes.
Okay.
The guy that's running behind her stops and hits her with a crowbar. He gets up, he starts pacing. Bitch, you scratched me. That's what he says.
I'm sorry, objection to what he said.
Sustained. All
Can't
right.
testify to somebody else.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I am just going to strike that portion of the response which said, I believe, quote, something about striking me or bitch something.
Right.
All right, so whatever was said, please strike from your notes if you have them. Thank you.
Okay, so, the gentleman.
So-
Okay. I know you're anxious. The gentleman is still there, Christine is there, and you're there, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and just in your own words, what happened next?
So he hits her first, one time. He gets up. He's paced, he's angry, and he's cussing out. He hits her 2 more times. As he's hitting her, I'm still on the floor. I see that when he's pulling, he got a crowbar in his hand. I see the crowbar. When he's pulling back, stuff is just pouring out of Christine's head and splashing all over the place. I tried to do something, but I can't because I'm stuck. I'm PCP and I'm stuck. So
What does stuck mean?
I couldn't move. I was in the verge of passing out, of blacking out on the PCP. The same thing that happened to me the Friday night when I.
Okay, let's get back to here, okay? You were stuck, what happened next?
So the only thing that I can do is scream. I try to scream, stop. He looks at me. He points at Christine with the crowbar, and he said,
Objection.
Being offered, Your Honor, it's being offered for the effect it had on the hearer. There's an exception. that would be
Objection, Your
applicable
Honor.
here.
It's self-serving, completely self-serving.
All right, so I don't know what the statement is going to be,
I understand.
but
I didn't want to have that.
that's all right. I'm going to ask the jury just to step out for a moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's very. Yeah. This is good.
Thank you. All right, counsel, the witness was just about to say someone said something. You're claiming a hearsay objection, or that you're not entering it for the truth of the matter, it's the effect on the listener. I'm getting the sense from the state that they feel it's too prejudicial to be heard in front of the jury. What is the statement that is anticipated here?
What year the witness? just
Sure.
said. Okay. Now, to the point where we just stopped, Mr. Morales, okay?
yes,
Keep your voice
Yes.
up, okay? You said the individual said something to you, correct?
yes.
And what was it that was said to you?
He's pointing at Christine with the crowbar. He's looking at me. He said to me that if I call police, the same thing will happen to your daughter.
That's
And
the
he-
offer. That's what he said, that's the offer, Your Honor. And where it's relevant, it is in regard to what effect it had on him in regard to calling the police.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
So in other words, it's not being offered for the truth of the matter. However, you're telling me that the effect is basically the rest of his testimony is going to be that he didn't call the police because of that statement.
What effect it had on him in regard
Okay.
to his,
Okay, all right.
yep.
Does the state wish to be heard on that?
Yeah, Your Honor, it's completely self-serving. He's already testified that he
Well,
was.
wait, it's not being claimed as hearsay. It's being claimed not for the truth of the matter. It's being claimed for the effect that it had on Mr. Morales. Jury will be given a limited instruction.
There was already testimony with regards to him being stuck and he couldn't do anything. So now we're offering a non-hearsay statement to show that what effect it
Attorney
had on him.
Durso, this is the defendant's testimony. It's subject to cross-examination. The proffer is that it's going to be stated that that's why he didn't call the police. That shows an effect on the listener, so I will allow it,
I would ask for an eliminating instruction then with regards to the statement.
of course.
Thank you.
We can bring the jury back in. Thank you. please stipulate to the return of the jurors?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stipulate the presence.
All right. Attorney Gavin, I'll allow you to have your client complete that particular part of his answer, and then I will provide a limiting instruction to the jury. So please stop at that point.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Morales, just one question to answer. When we broke, you said that the man that was in the apartment said something to you. What did he say?
He said to me, he was standing there, he was pointing at
What did
Christine.
he say
Objection,
to
Your
you?
Honor, it's non-responsive.
Mr. Morales, what did he say to you?
He said that if I call police, the same thing that happened to Christine will happen to my daughter.
Okay,
All
just
right.
stop right there.
Objection noted, Attorney Stein. Members of the jury, the witness has now testified to hearing a statement of another. Normally, that testimony is known as hearsay and not permitted. There is an exception to that rule when the witness testifies that he or she did something because of what he or she heard. In this particular case, it doesn't matter who uttered the statement or how the speaker gathered that information or whether the statement is truthful or accurate. It matters that someone uttered the words and the witness did something on hearing those words. So in this instance, you may not consider what the witness heard for the truth of the words spoken. You may consider those words only for the reason they are offered, and that is solely for the limited purpose to explain what this witness did upon hearing those words. So now I'll let you continue, Attorney Gavin.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Morales. After the individual said that, what happened next?
He walked out of the apartment.
Okay, now, what at that point, sir, what did you do?
I struggled to get up. I stumbled my way into the front door. I came out onto the door and the deck area.
Okay, hold on for just 1 second.
Attorney Gavin, we haven't connected the effect on the listener. We haven't responded to that.
I'm so sorry.
The effect on the listener, we haven't connected that yet.
Oh, okay. It's going to continue for the next 3 or
I
4
understand
days.
that, but we need to, those words, what did he do upon hearing those words, or what was the effect on his conduct?
What, when you heard the words that the man said to you, what effect did it have on you?
It terrified me.
Okay, all right. And then did those words have an effect on you in regard to your conduct the next 2 or 3 days?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I'll represent to you that I'm going to take them.
Well, I need to,
chronologically.
for the jury, I want to connect it now, just ask what it was. What was the
Okay.
effect of those words?
Okay. As a consequence of hearing that, what effect did that have on you? Did you call the police?
No, I did not.
Objection leading, Your Honor.
Sustained.
What effect did it have on you?
I was afraid to call the police.
All right, thank you, Attorney.
Thank you.
You may
Okay,
proceed.
thank you. All right. Now, you said the man left, and I believe you testified that you were in the location of the kitchen living room area where my dad is. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what happened next.
Well, I got up. I stumbled my way into the doorway.
Okay, hold on. So you were in the living room area. You went to the doorway area
Yes.
where it says entrance.
Yes.
Okay, what did you do?
I went into the screen door a little bit past the door, and I looked to see where he was going. And I saw him go towards the corner. At the same time, I saw his headlights coming in.
Okay, now let me just
Yeah.
put up Exhibit U, okay? Can you see Exhibit U?
Yes.
All right, I want you to go slow for us. I believe you just indicated that you saw the gentleman going towards the corner, is that correct?
Yes.
Which corner are you referring to?
Towards the corner of Myrtle Ave and West Street.
Okay, so, hold on 1 second. This is 6.5 Myrtle, correct?
Yes.
And you say the corner, this is West Street over here,
Yes.
and that's Myrtle Ave over there,
Correct.
correct? And you said you saw him in the corner area?
Yes.
Okay, and then what did you see next?
Well, I saw headlights that were coming down from Myrtle Ave, slow.
Nice and slow. Was it going from Myrtle Avenue towards West Street?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened? What did you observe next?
Well, I heard I heard the car door open, but the car didn't stop. He only slowed down, and the guy that ran out of my house or the apartment got in the car.
Okay, and where did the car go after that?
He went down West Street.
Okay, let's go nice and slow. The car then went down West Street towards the back of 6.5 Myrtle,
Yes,
okay? And when were you able to observe that with your own eyes?
yes, I did.
Okay, and then what else did you see?
That's it. He went down West Street. I saw him go down. I saw him coming from Myrtle Ave, turning left onto West Street and going down.
Okay, and did there come a point that you weren't able to see the vehicle
Yes,
after that point? Okay,
yes.
all right. What'd you do after that?
I went back inside the apartment.
Okay, I want you to go slow. What'd you do when you got back inside the apartment?
I turned around. I closed the door behind me, and I looked into the apartment.
What'd you
And-
see?
Christine was right there in front of me, and by the tile area where I said that she got hit, and she was laying on top of a whole bunch of items, clothes, toys. The diaper pail was in that area too, and that little area was where Vanessa used to go and grab things and bring them from all over the apartment. She'll take stuff from the
Your Honor, it's not
hamper.
responsive at this
Just what you saw. You can't say what Vanessa did.
Well, Christine was lying on a pile of stuff that was already there. The apartment wasn't that organized. It was just a whole bunch of toys and stuff, and it was blood all over the place.
Okay, all right. So you went back into the apartment, you saw Christine, she was on these items. What did you do next, sir?
I'm. This is just 10 minutes, not even, since when I smoked the PCP. I went inside the apartment. I tried to look for Vanessa everywhere. I looked in the rooms. I couldn't find her. The car seat was gone.
All right, hold on 1 second. What was gone?
The car seat.
What are you referring to?
The Vanessa's car seat.
Okay,
The base that the car seat was hooked into, it was going with the car seat.
okay. And what did you do next? Just tell us in your own words, what'd you do next?
I started looking for my phone.
Okay,
I found the phone in the little kitchen on the floor. I grabbed it.
let me stop you at this point. Approximately what time in the morning was it at this point?
Probably like somewhere in between.
If you know. You're not
Late
sure?
night, late night.
Okay. You're not sure of the exact time?
1:50 something. Who
Okay.
knows?
Okay. Was there a bed located in the apartment?
A what?
A bed?
Yes,
Was there a bed? Did you go to the bed?
yes, I did.
Objection, Your
Okay.
Honor, he's leading at this point again.
Sustained.
What did you do next in regard to being in the apartment?
So once I found the phone, I tried to make a call.
Okay,
It didn't go through.
okay,
I went and I sat on the bed.
okay. And what happened when you were in the bed?
I just dozed off.
All right, okay. I know you didn't have a stopwatch on, but can you tell us approximately how long you dozed off for?
An hour or two.
Okay, all right.
I
Now,
went into PCP zone.
Objection, Your Honor.
okay,
Sustained. We'll
Move to strike, please.
We'll strike the response that says I went into PCP zone.
Okay.
Responsive.
how were you feeling when you awoke from the 1 or 2 hour nap there?
So when the stuck portion of the high subsided, and I started regaining a little bit of control of my senses, so to speak, I got out of the bed, I stood up from the bed, and I walked towards where Christine was at.
Okay, and what'd you do next?
I was looking at it.
Okay, did you do anything?
Yes. So
Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what your next steps were.
So I'm still high. The fan is on, I see a bag. I started taking somewhat. I wanted to call police, but at the same time, I kept hearing those words in my head. I grabbed there was a bag on the floor. I grabbed it and I started putting stuff in it.
What kind of bag?
A garbage bag.
Okay. And you said you were putting stuff in it. Do you
Yes.
recall what it was you were putting in it?
Yes.
What was it? Tell the
So
jury.
it was a small white plastic, the regular garbage bags. So I started putting some of the stuff that was on the floor inside a garbage bag.
What stuff was on the floor? You have to tell
The
them what.
blood, the stuff that had blood in it, everything that was the whole mess.
Okay. You just have to be a little bit more specific what you put in
So-
the bag.
Everything that I saw around Christine, I started putting it inside bags.
Okay. And then, how many bags did you use to put stuff in?
4, 5 bags.
All right. And what'd you do with the bags?
I put them on the front deck.
Okay. All right, sir. And then, after you put them on the front deck, just tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what happened next.
This is early in the morning now. So from when that happened, I dozed stuff for a couple of hours. Then I started doing that. When I came out of that, I saw that I freaked out. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I started putting the items in the bag. I put the bags in the front deck. I come inside. I start putting other stuff. I put it in the front deck. And then around 6 o'clock, around 5:30 in the morning or something like that, early in the morning, all this freaking out got me wanting to smoke a cigarette. So really bad, really bad. But I didn't have no cigarettes.
Okay. All right. And what did you do next?
I was gonna go to the gas station to buy cigarettes.
Can I just inquire? We're about to go into a long videotape.
Oh,
And
okay.
I know we usually break around 4:30. I'll continue, or we can break if that's convenient.
No,
for
it's
you all.
probably a good time to break because it's clear we will not complete this witness by the end of the day.
Thank you.
So there's no sense getting into a video for 10 minutes, so. All right, so at this point in time, the court does intend to adjourn for the day. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as I always do, I just want to remind you of your obligations under your oath. Again, please abide by those obligations, and we will see you back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court stands adjourned.